I always wanted to try that. Does anybody know what this session is meant to be about? All right. Framework to real work. What does it mean? It's all going to be revealed in just a second. My name is Erskine. Don't let the music distract you. It will move in a second. If this works. That's who I am. Today we're just going to be focusing on what I do. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. That was in Switzerland. Reason why I'm cooking over there is I actually went there to do some IT work. And that is how they paid me. I had to cook for them. So what's my background? I started in 1995. I graduated doing microelectronics and computing. When I left uni, I wanted to program. Then I realized that programming wasn't what you did in university. You had no time to plan, you had somebody else's code, and you just didn't have enough time for sleep. So I switched and became a field service engineer. Then joined a small company from Germany. I think they call BMW, Volkswagen. Yeah, so I was there for like about 5 years. When you used to be able to rack servers, compact ProLine servers, the UPS was a gym. Then I moved to Deloitte & Touche. I was the system center architect. I was officially the patch management guy. So I was everybody's enemy, especially developers. You don't like your machines being rebooted, right? And the young lady in the office as well, I had to come and tell you to restart the PC when you were busy doing something. So that was me. I do apologize for that if any of you were involved. Then we move on to my story of how I ended up here. I decided to write a book by accident. So I bumped into a guy called Andreas Baumgarten, who joined me in writing the first cookbook, which was a service manager cookbook. Because there was a lot about process. Whenever you went to an organization and said, ooh, ITIL, the devil's work. We just want to do work. So we distilled it, chopped it up, demystified it. Then I got the bug. So we moved on to Orchestrator. And again, I had a co-pilot, Andreas. And it's all about coming up with recipes to just help you to do your job the way it's supposed to be done. I'm now working on a reporting cookbook, so I'll be seeing Mr. PHP, my SQL back there. See me afterwards, right? I'll give you a little shout in the book. Anybody else want to be in the book? No? Damn. I'm trying to recruit for authors here, you know. Does anybody know about the Unleash books? Heard about them? Okay. That's the IT Bible. Nobody reads it. The books are like about that thick. Yeah? If you don't have a doorstop, normally you get one of those and you prove that you're a proud, strong IT person and you put it there. So I did one. I didn't like it that much. So I agreed to do another one. That's being published in October. So I did 4 chapters for that. So that's me. The job title is completely made up. I decided to use social media. It's a combination. What I do is I help people to pass their driving test. Does anybody know the name of their driving instructor? Can you remember them?
I know one.
You know yours? Yeah? Do you drive the way he told you to drive?
No.
Yeah? Okay. So my role today is I go into an organization. They have SQL, whatever it is. I just help them to pass their test. Then afterwards, maybe we can do the handbrake turn. You know, we can learn to park in the supermarket, get onto the Autobahn. That's why it's the IT driving. The fellow part is very, very cheeky, as we'll say in the UK. The highest position in Microsoft is the technical fellow. So I thought, well, I work for myself. I had a meeting with me. I didn't want to be a principal consultant, so I wanted to be a fellow. That's where that came about. That's my hashtag. Now let's move on to why we're here. So the first part I've already taken care of. We got to know each other. Do you guys know me now? You think so? Does anybody know my middle name? All right. Okay. 20 euros right now if you can guess which country in Africa I come from. Any takers? Go on, have a guess. Please, it's not fun if you don't guess. Pick one. Otherwise, I'm going to pick somebody. He's very, very smart. You look sharp. Bitte sprachen English? Nein? Klein? Yeah? Okay. Andreas, can you? Cameroon. I'm a better footballer than that. Excellent. Do you take African Express? No? So I was going to pay you, sir. So I was born in the UK, but I grew up in West Africa, Ghana. I used to play left back. Only one rule: miss the ball, don't miss the man. Miss the man, don't miss the ball. If they obeyed that rule, Germany would never have beaten us. See? Maybe it would have ended up 11v whatever. So today, what I want to talk to you about is, you've heard about the cloud, you've heard about Azure. What about us? How does our role change? Right? How many people still wash the dishes with your hands in the kitchen? You?
Yeah.
Good. Why?
Don't have the washing machine. Dishes.
That's not fair, is it?
Small.
Yeah? Well, I tell you what, it's mind over matter. I don't mind because you don't matter. No, just joking. Right? But no, I prefer to wash dishes with my hand. It's the only time I can't touch a keyboard, and I'm safe, and I focus. How many people use a microwave? You do. Barbecues or grills in Germany, right? How many of you use coal? How many of you use gas?
Loser.
Yeah, it's not a loser, it's efficiency. Right? So even in our own lives, it's all hybrid. So the IT professional at the moment is a bit confusing. When I go over, people tell me if you don't learn PowerShell, you have to go and work in Burger King or McDonald's. I don't want to do PowerShell, I want a button. I push it, does it. It's like a smartphone, right? The last time I bought a phone where I had to dial it, I kept on trying to squeeze it. It didn't work, right? So we've evolved. So I'm going to walk through the story from the Earth, which is where we were back in the day, the mainframe days, old school. It's where my father is from, right? And then the cloud. But I'm the dark cloud. And hopefully we'll end up in space. I'm calling it IT vNext Pro, okay? I do stuff for Microsoft, so I've got to use vNext. Do you like the animation, by the way?
Nice.
Yeah? It's cool when you go backwards. Check this out. It's just awesome, right? So what's in it for you? Because, it's a partnership, right? I talk, you listen, I get famous. I still don't know what's in it for you. There you go. So get to know my opinions, because I think I'm a junior vNext. Hopefully build your future IT job, because it's cloud now. Everybody can do it. Do you know why you should care? There's always some greens involved, right? And hopefully we'll have some fun. So you guys ready to hear about the future? This is a crystal ball experience. So this is what I think about you at the moment, right? This is where I've got you. You're very, very serious. I like people like this, right? Oh. Ah, the power of PowerPoint, huh? The magic blue screen. Don't you just love it? It's because I don't want this, right? That wouldn't be good. Yeah? Do we all agree that we don't need this? Yeah? Cool. That was my first laptop. My father gave me that in 1981. It's called an Osborne. It actually looks like that. It's a bit like an oscilloscope. Right? That's Earth business, right? I love that piece. I played Space Invaders on that. Guess how much it cost back then?
It's in full display.
I think it was 1981. That was proper. That's what I ended up using, my 486 with a turbo button. Did anybody have one of those? Did anybody run it without the turbo?
No.
Yeah, never. You can't play Doom with that. It was the same for the mainframe. Used to go to my dad's office, needed a coat. I was in Africa. It's 35 degrees. It was freezing, big room, air conditioning. And we had the mainframe operators. So, who's the gentleman that did a nice demo in Visual Studio? One before me.
That was Peter.
Peter. So Peter took you guys through Visual Studio and all of that. He built his application. That's what people used to do in the mainframe days, and then you had other people operate it. We've now evolved into the posh data center, keyboard in there. It's now old school, right? It's where our skills are today. The cloud, right? So quick poll. Who's on the blue wave in this room? You are. I got 2 people. Shh. You guys are dead. You're outnumbered. I'm not on the blue wave. I'm down there. I'm trying to run away from it. I'm changing career, right? Okay. Reason why I've put this up here is that there's a lot of myth. Right? This is what people are saying. That's PowerShell. Let's go and learn new cloud apps. But actually, this thing works the wrong way. I didn't do that deliberately. I got too excited when I was clicking. I wanted the little button that puts the dot there, yeah? So we're here somewhere. We have a lot of organizations that are going to be here for a long time because it's expensive, right? I believe Lingen is famous for building big ships or little boats. How big is that boat you were telling me about?
Partnerbook, it's 300 something meters.
Yeah.
In my
So that takes a long time to build, and it takes a long time to shift. So a lot of organizations, in my opinion, are going to sit here for a bit, and a few of them will sail this wave here. But for the IT pro, right, we have an opportunity. But is it going to be like this? I've been in a few projects like this. Has anybody else experienced this? Yeah? That's old school with a new school twist. A question I have for you guys is, how many of you are thinking about the next 5 years? You are. Very interactive. I need a co-pilot. So in 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Close to retirement.
Close to retirement. That's cool. Hot island. Yeah? Cool. You are quite young, much younger than me. I've got a good plastic surgery. I'll be 50 next year. Right. So I'm very close to retirement too. What are your plans? If I came to you today and I'm like, look, I got a cool $1 million in my pocket. I want somebody with a new idea. You work in IT, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I want to be self-employed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does self-employed mean to you?
My own boss.
Your own boss. What are you passionate about?
Databases.
Databases. Okay. So if you were your own boss and you were working with databases,
Yeah.
how do you see people buying from you?
Buying my knowledge, my abilities.
Yeah?
Yeah, as a consultant.
Okay. And in the database world,
Yeah.
where is it going? We've got this thing called small data. Oh,
Yeah.
big data, right?
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So with big data, what skills do you need for it today?
Your communication is not the technical skill necessarily. You need to be able to speak with people.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. Can you do me a big favor? Because I'm a visitor in your land,
Yeah.
and I've got a gentleman in the room that's got limited English.
Mhm.
So do you mind just giving him a translation just for me? Then I feel much better.
Of what I just said?
Yeah, please.
Ich möchte irgendwann mal selbstständig werden in den nächsten 5 Jahren. Ich bin Datenbank-Experte und das möchte ich irgendwann mal machen als eigenen Chef. Und Kommunikation ist die Stärke eigentlich dann dabei. Nicht unbedingt technisches Wissen, sondern die Fähigkeit, diese Information zu vermitteln.
Ja.
There we go.
Vielen Dank.
No worries.
That's good. I really speak fluent German. I'm just not using it. You know what I mean? It's just an option I choose not to exercise. But next year will be much better. I'm going to come in here and I'll speak fluent Spanish. Globalization, you see, it works. So the question is, cloud, what is it? I don't know. It's like my son has the same haircut as me from 1989. But he thinks it's cool. He's going to be 16. He bought a baseball cap, and you know the bits that they clip at the back? They're called snapbacks now. When I was younger, that was a cheap hat. You had the net at the back, right? But that's the cool thing now. So it's recycling. So cloud is just another word. What I'll say is, just think outside the cloud. There is no cloud. In my world, there's no cloud. Because I don't live in the real world, see? But there's a real dark cloud, and the only way I can explain it is this. Yeah. If I can leave you with just one message, this is it. Right? Because the mobile phone has changed, the computer has changed. I'm sat here, I'm pimped up. Right? This is a USB monitor, right? One cable. That's the surface. That thing is much more powerful than my Osborne. But it costs less than a fraction of the Osborne, right? You can also go for this from the data center perspective. Yeah? I love that project. You go in, change the label, done. Right. But I believe there's a big fear about this. Are we going to get iRobot? Is Skynet coming? Right? No. So long as there's a hammer, no computer would ever win. And you just smash it. Right? So there'll be a combination because we need to build that. And we need to build our skills as well. So here's my crystal ball. We need to think about big data, but we also need to think about small data. And it's only one word. Learning. Sie lernen. Just learn. It's one message I can put there. There's no magic formula. Just pick something new, something you don't like. Just not coding. No PHP, no Visual Studio. Every skill is transferable. Right. I'm a dancer. That's why I'm a good footballer. See what I mean? Because when the ball comes in, I'm like, oh, bam. Boom, bam, bam, right? But it's the same move. I used to play basketball, so when I've had a few gin and tonics and I can't think about a move, right? It's the same with your IT skills. Everything is transferable. Yeah? There's so much free information. You can troubleshoot by Google or by Bing, right? So I used to do it. Back in the day, when you used to do an upgrade, here's an upgrade. You replace the hard drive, add more memory, and it's done. My upgrade today, that's this. It's an Intel NUC, 1 terabyte SSD mSATA, 16 gig memory, i5, built-in Wi-Fi, lighter than my power supply for my Lenovo 530. I brought several of them, yeah?
Thank you.
It's going to be the best part of it. It's fine, it's okay. I've got your car keys anyway. You keep that, I like your car, right? So, that is my home office. Because I'm greedy, right? That's the beast. That's got 32 gig of memory, i7. I love that machine. Saved me a lot of gym fees for 3 years, because whenever I put in my rucksack, damn, that was good, right? But the power supply was embarrassing. You know when you come to the traffic light, and there's a little old lady in a little Porsche, and you've got your, and she's like, boom, right? So I used to put the power supply in my bag. Ooh, yeah, that's my mother. She's cute. That's where I get my good looks from. Yeah. But that's what we're talking about, the whole cloud thing. That's my new toy, the old Surface. Excellent machine, but I now need to go to the gym. I joined the gym last week because my bag is too light, all right? That is big data. I went to the Microsoft data center in Dublin. That operation is mad. Only 5 people running the data center. The rest of the people have to live 1,000 miles away. They're just the operators, so it's the new operators. But everything is just parts. They need a new hard drive, they put it in there. They've got so much redundancy, they can afford to let 5 drives fail and remove it. That's where it's going. And I need to do that thing again, because I want to show you what I'm meant to do. Right? So, we're going to have IT pros on the consumer side, 1,000 miles away, but still controlling the world. And then you're going to have those that will be building big data, right? Looking after that. The coder at the back there. Excuse me, sir, what's your name?
Wajid.
Wajid? Oh, cool. Do I have to pronounce it Vajit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because I'm in they say? I don't know. When I come here, I get all confused. All my W's go to V.
Yeah.
And then the F's go to B, right? Cool, see? I told you I'm fluent. Just don't show it. Whew, I can catch that train. So that was my session, right? Got to know a little bit about each other. My view of the current cloud. It's still a hybrid. People are learning. We're just pimping what we have. Right? Then we moved into space. But I get bored with this. I like this animation. All right. So I brought a few toys, because I know you guys, this is after lunch. This is a tough show, right? Because you're all tired and you listen to people and you got to listen to the little black man at the front. So I brought you some things to play with. But I wanted to give you a little touch point. I took one of these bad boys home once. I almost got a divorce. Because I turned it on and it went, woo! My girlfriend went, that's not staying here. It's not coming in. I said, but I've got a rack in the van. Can we put that in the garage? No, right? But look at the specification. It could only take 6 of those drives, and that's how big it is. That was heavier than the Nuke, right? This is the spec for this one that I've got here. But it's all here. I'm going to put it out here and you guys can play with it. The other part is, I found an old article. The vision has come true. No, I actually have this watch. It's the Pebble. Told you I'm Mr. Gadget. It's here. I have it. Andreas, can you call my phone, please?
Sure.
Yeah?
Just a second.
You know call filtering? When my phone rings, I know who it is. I don't even go into my pocket. I'm not talking to you. I don't like you. Come on.
Then I can stop ringing, huh?
Yeah, I know, but it's a good demo. Please work. Go on. Is it ringing?
Ah, it's UK backwards.
It's a Windows phone. It's taking time.
Yeah, sir. Grab that.
That's right.
You see it?
Yeah.
No tricks.
And X.
Mutti, ne? Yeah.
Yeah?
Side.
So,
Just said, on the display it's just mom.
yeah. Exactly, it's mum. Is that you, mum? So, this is where it's gone, it's happened. And it's the same thing with your career, right? Or your passion, whatever you want to do. It always starts with somebody's vision here, and it ends up on my wrist. So, my challenge to you is create something I will buy, because I'm an addict. I love gadgets. Without gadgets, I'm nothing. That's my plan. Yeah? So, what should I say? Vielen Dank, merci Philemon, if I'm in Swiss. Muchas gracias. Medase. I switched to African dialect now. Right. I can use it all. Thank you. Cool. So, if you want to take a look, just come up. I've got one of them here. This is the bigger one. It's actually got an additional hard drive in it, so it's SSD. You guys love gadgets. Oh!
That's sweet.
No?
How much does that cost?
This is about €200 for the bare bones. You can pass it around.
Is it VMware compatible?
Yeah, VMware compatible. It's running Hyper-V.
What's about the capacity of this one?
For the disk, it's got an M-SATA drive, so this one's got 1 terabyte. So I can, yeah. This is 1.5 terabytes, but it can go up to 2 terabytes because I've got 2.5-inch SSD drive, and then we've also got the M-SATA in there. So I run my whole lab. When I turn up for my customers, that's my demo. Right.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and I also have a portable screen for. There you go. Take that one out. Who wants to see the world's smallest keyboard and mouse? Yeah? It's too small. That's my keyboard and mouse.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's got a trackpad on there. And it doubles up as my presenter thing. What the hell is it? Got to switch it on. I buy these things and I don't learn how to use them. Right, so you got that. This is fantastic. I've got a Jack Russell. Little dog. Super. That's my monitor. So, because I wanted to have a complete solution. So this one's battery powered, right? I pimped the normal camera monitor. HDMI ports at the back, right? I got cloud in my bag. I don't need the Azure, right? But if you want to have some real fun, I did the ice bucket challenge because of somebody in this room. Thank you, Andreas. So I've got the smallest projector ever. Pico Pix. See if I can do it here. We may have to dim the lights.
I'm not sure if it's possible, but...
No, we'll give it a try. Do we have more lights in here? Get closer. So I've got a USB drive attached to it as well. And here we go.
My name's Erskine.
Now this is a perfect gadget for your hotel room because I've got a USB drive attached. It's got sound. It's got a port for it. You can try that. So if you don't want to pay the hotel fees for that extra TV program, I'm not saying anything. I mean, you just take one of these bad boys and you're good. Oh yeah, and of course, I wouldn't travel without my portable stand. I think it actually extends. I've never really tried it. Oh yeah, it does. It's a proper tripod. So, hook it up, and you're done. Yeah. I do children's parties, adult parties. I repeat the show every day, every year. But I don't do winter in the Scandinavian countries. It's too damn cold. I taught in Norway once. It took me 2 weeks to defrost. Not good. Yeah. But thank you very much. I think I'm over my time, but you guys have been emotional. Thank you.